Now, listen, you guys, if you think you're having a bad morning, just imagine Stephon Diggs waking up to this mess. A couple of months ago, that man was doing whatever he was doing, and now he's waking up to a district from Jetavia. I know this is something that he never saw coming. We're going to talk about everything that went down and the lashings that JT is out there serving, to the point where even biased academics had no option but to give JT her flowers. Now, you know it's bad when even academics cannot even pretend that it's actually bad. We're going to discuss about that. And we're also going to be discussing about Nicki Minaj. There's something that she said during these past couple of days that I do feel like we have to look at, where somebody offered her a deal where, if she paid 20 million, the case against her brother would disappear. That's something that people just sort of glazed over, and I feel like we have to discuss. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about the district, okay? JT came swinging. She had two versions of the diss, and when I tell you in both versions, she was literally violating. Like I was like, "What's going on?" Okay, she served the lashings as she should. I mean, if you're coming through and you're saying you're a rapper and you're speaking your ish on a song, I can get in the booth and clap back. She did it so good to the point where Advocate BBL is now saying, "Oh my God, look, Paddy once wrote for you back in the day. Oh my God, you wanted Paddy to work with you back in the day." Those are her comebacks, and this is the thing when lash people on an album track and you're not a writer, because majority of the times is you're going to take the most brutal lines that you have so that it fits into a song. So at this point, there's nothing more that she can come back to JT with, because she exhausted every clapback that she could have in as far as that girl is concerned. Like with Magnet, Advocate BBO already went below the belt, so there's no way further that she can go from here. So this is why she's deciding to recycle her song, trying to put it back as a clapback and trying to say, "Oh, you once asked Paddy to write for you." Like I'm like, do you have any response for every line? Because that song, from line to line to line to line, it was just violation. Okay, so I mean, if you're gonna be responding by receipts, do you have receipts for everything that she's saying? Can you prove that your man doesn't? Okay, anyway, let me not preempt it. Let's get to some of the outstanding clapbacks that I heard on that song. So oftentimes people do come at JT saying that your mother wasn't present. You know that entire story with her, Young Miami, and everything. So that's what JT responded to. She said, "Well, even though your mom was around, you still had to resort to going to the pool. Okay, imagine your mom was present, but you still had to sell your hoo ha. But you're trying to talk about my mom's daughter." Oh my God, that's brutal. That's even worse to say you're breaking, but at the end of the day, you ended up doing the things that people look at and are like, why would anyone do something like that? You still went ahead to sell Hoa. I found that outstanding. But I'm starting with the light ones, you guys. JT really went there. Like she took it there. And then she also said, your war career, you felt small going against the queen. Basically saying her whole career is based off being in the shadows of Nicki Minaj and looking at her at the standard. And I've been saying it over and over again. Stuff like that eats you up from within, because instead of living your life, you're checking on what the other person has going on, like we witnessed with this album. Okay. She also then went further and she said, and Nicki Gag did that, by the way. Yeah, when the district dropped, Nikki was out there posting, chucky emojis and stuff like that. And then she said, "Didn't you say the City Girls was none? That ain't your friend, Dump B. Your baby daddy getting effed." Okay, so people took it to mean that, well, those rumors between Stephon Diggs and Carisha were true. And for you to look at Santana and Carisha as allies, that's just messy and stupid of you, because they are literally playing in your face. If you guys didn't know, before Advocate BBL popped up with Stephon Diggs, Carisha was spotted with him. You see, the girls narrative that you like push that does not exist, okay? How are you effing on my ninja and you're out there playing like we're cool? And then she said she said her face looks scary, but she doesn't scare me. And about the face, she also said that, well, I would also be mad if my face was tucked behind my ear. I have no words, Jetavia, for this. Like, why were you going in on this woman like this? Why are you going in on her like this? She said her face is literally tucked behind her ears. That's where the rest of her face is. And she also said, I take ninja's money and you get took for granted. And she then the one that gagged everyone is the Stephon Diggs one. She said you could never be and you a lame at all, pregnant by a ninja that suck D after games at all. And that's when everybody went crazy because you guys know that Stefan has got some allegations on there, and there are things that are flying around about him wanting to be in a 3 with with his brother and another person. So it's crazy, really. And if I would be Stefan, I'd be mad right now because what do you mean I was living my life even though I was doing my shenanigans? No one was talking about them like this, and I get with you, and this is what I get. And I guess this is why he allegedly is always complaining about her to his other baby mothers. Anyway, what are we even talking about? The fact that she's literally with someone who has a roster, not just a roster with girls that he likes to mess with, a roster with baby mamas. That in itself is just reflective of how she looks at herself and how she values herself and the type of self esteem that she has, really. But anyway, these were the outstanding parts, but like that whole track was just V on V on V on V with every single line. And even academics couldn't defend Advocate BBL. Like it got to a point where he was just gagging straight up, could not defend her at all. And you know it's bad when even academics is out there just admitting that, listen, JT, you did your big one. I've also seen people who were once previously gagging at the ABCDEFG line, trying to say that JT's district is is lame, or it won't do numbers. It's not supposed to do numbers really. It's supposed to be a district. It's a response to somebody who disrespected her. And you can tell this is one of those songs where you just walk in the studio and you start speaking your ish. And that's the vibe that it's giving, which is something Advocate BBO cannot do. Imagine if there were to be like a live battle rap thing going on between Advocate BBO and JT. That would be clean sweep for JT. Just imagine Cardi B walking into the studio trying to write a diss track like this towards JT without Patterson Fontaine. What do you think is going to happen in that studio? And oh my god, I forgot the other one where she was saying that a fashion house dressed you like a tarot card reader. She said they dressed her like somebody who read tarot cards. Oh my God, I laughed so hard. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. We will insert the academics beat at the end. For now, let's talk about something that Nicki Minaj, revealed during that back and forth, which I feel like no one ever touched on. So Tasha had said that, well, that entire Nicki Minaj brother case, it was something cooked up. Okay, this is what Tasha K said. She said, "Do not make me reopen Nicki's brother's case. Pure extortion from the mammy of that child. I've covered countless cases on actual victims, and I was a victim myself as a young one. I know a coached V when I see one. But when kids are involved and coerced, a jury will believe anything. As I said, witchcraft was done in the DR, and Nicki Minaj's whole family went the F down. That's her brother, and she can write for him as the F she should." And then Nikki responded to that and said, "They do not want you to know they told me they would make the case go away for 20 million. They checked his home and found nothing. They found out who he was, then came back and said they found something. To God be the glory. What is done in the dark, that's why she and they are now cursed." So Nikki is now saying someone they say that, well, if you give us 20 million, we will make the case go away. Judging by the happenings during that time, it would make me believe that it was probably Someone in the lines of Brother Billionaire, I'm talking about the title swindler. In my own opinion, it's giving me it would be him or somebody close to him. Remember that time they were trying to convince Nicki Minaj to sign to them after the Young Money thing? So in that time, obviously, they would promise her to do things and things like that. But I'm glad Nicki Minaj did not take that offer, because guess what? Even though they would have made the case disappear for that moment, they would forever hold that case over her head. And this is how the people end up controlling these artists. When you look at a lot of people in Brother Billionaire's camp, you will realize that a lot of those artists have some form of allegation, some form of court cases, something legal like that, that they then use to hold them at ransom. Recently, Rihanna's husband, Asap Rocky, was involved in a situation, and he was able to beat it in that moment. But the moment that Rihanna or him start to want to say something or to do something, guess what's going to happen? That case will be reopened, and you'll start seeing smear campaigns and articles surrounding that situation. And that's how they control these artists. So Nicki went against the grain by refusing to let the case disappear. And this is one of the reasons why they don't like her. Look at Bongo 2 right now. Her life is literally a lawsuit after a lawsuit, a court case after a court case. Who in their right minds would actually think that that girl, Megan, has any form of peace going to bed every night? And let's not also forget that this girl is also vulnerable, in my own opinion. She lost her family. And in as much as I get mad at her for allowing herself to be used, she's somebody who was in a vulnerable position. And when you look at it, it's a pattern. They make you feel like your family. At the end of the day, you can't do anything to move away from that. If they wake up tomorrow and start saying, we want to use your company for this, we want to sanitize these funds using your tour or using this, there's nothing you can do or say, because at the end of the day, you have their lawyers representing you in court. And it's really sad running a business like this. It's absolutely sad. Who else? Now, Brother Billionaire was recently spotted with Stephon Diggs. You think that's a coincidence? No. Stephon has got allegations currently, which I would assume, somebody somewhere is out there telling him that, well, if you do cooperate with us, maybe let us manage you, maybe let us do this to you. If you do that, we'll make the case disappear. And guess what? When those cases disappear, what's the general public going to do? They will act like they don't exist. And all of a sudden, you guys forget about these cases. So that makes me wonder if really people are advocates for victims and stuff like that, or if they just pick and choose. Because one thing they will allow one person to get away with, they won't allow the next person. So even if it came out right now and the guy produced proof that actually Stephon Diggs did this to me, if Fraudulent Nation gets in there and they tamper with the media and they tamper with the case, guess what the general public is going to do? They will act like that case never happened. But at the end of the day, it's not for free in as far as Stephon is concerned. You will vow to be loyal to them until the day you leave Earth. The same thing with Charlemagne. He has a weird case himself. How do you think that case suddenly disappeared? And why do you think he's always guzzling on the title swindlers ding-a-ling-a-ling like that? Literally always sucking that man's ding-ding. To the point where he doesn't care about his own integrity at all. He would rather suck that ding-a-ling-a-ling than actually speak the truth, because it's that serious for him. He knows what's in it for him. Like, you guys, you think this is just about money? No. People can obtain power and can have authority and power over people using different tactics. But anyway, you guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about this entire situation, okay? It just made me think why all of a sudden they are, around Stephon like this. And for Advocate BBL, if she willingly walks into that den, we'll have another conversation in a couple of years, because then you can't say anything. You do whatever they tell you to do. You owe your life to them. And that's what Nicki refused. And that's why she keeps on getting antagonized like this. I know that she may come on here and cuss out people on Twitter, but going to bed knowing that no one is holding a secret above your bed, above your head, brings some type of peace that cannot be compared to anything. Imagine living your whole life knowing that, well, the moment this person decides to pull the plug on whatever thing that is holding my secrets, my life is over. That won't give you peace. But anyway, let me insert what Akademiks had to say about Jetavia's response to Advocate BBL. And in the next video, we'll be diving into this entire conversation where Nicki is seemingly apologizing. Thank you very much, you guys, for watching, and thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button and do turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified each and every time that I post. And until my next one, see you.
JT better be able to fight. JT, you better be able to fight. You better be able to fight talking like this. You better be able to fight. You better be able to fight. You better be able to fight talking like this. Nah, chat, I'm going to keep it a bean. She picked up a stick. I got to keep it a bean. I swear I never heard the song. I'm hearing it on stream with you. I got it. Listen, I stole it. And we going to see what type of rapper Cardi is. Because when you diss somebody and they come back, you could play two routes. Nah, I'm the bigger artist. You need clout. I ain't fucking with it. That's one way. Or it could be, all right, bitch, it's on. I'm about to respond. Let's go back and forth. Nicki did do the back and forth. She did do the back and forth with Meg, right? Like, so I'm wondering how Cardi finna take this. Because, number one, I ain't gonna cap. I'm gonna be very honest. She could definitely hit the big dog role like, yo, my album just dropped. Yo, I'm popping right now. I'm not responding to you. Right? Like, nah, I ain't responding to you. I'm going to give you clout. I don't know how that might be viewed, but you could do that. Or she could come back and try to flame her ass again. Because I ain't going to lie, Magnet was, I don't know if I said it, but JT had to get in the booth after Cardi did Magnet. Magnet was really applying pressure. Now, I can't play Magnet because that song's already ingested in the DSP, so I can't play, but shit. I'd call this a first round, but I don't know how Cardi's gonna play it. She got some outs. If you ever play poker, one out is, nah, why am I beefing with you? I'm really beefing with Nicki. But here's the thing: if you say that, whenever Nicki drop her track, you gotta respond to Nicki. Now I don't know if that might be a little sticky situation. So one out is, I'm going to ignore you because really I'm beefing with the big dog, Nicki. But when Nicki drop her track and you know Nicki's for all the bars, you got to respond and let's see how that goes. Or you could just be on, man, she dropped her track. She don't got enough clout. She clout chasing. Or you could always do the, yo, listen to what I dropped. Like, yo, she whack. Like, she dropped a whack track and I killed her already. Like, why am I even addressing it? That's one way. Another way is, yo, I'm going to flame her ass again. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't want to encourage anyone. I just want to say, and I want to put good energy out there. I like both artists. Like, JT, I don't got no problem with you. Cardi, I fuck with you. But also, I can't be biased. Like, and y'all can hold me accountable. I cannot be biased. Like, this is music. This is not who you're cool with and who is whatever. This is just some music shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, and this is not the type of, they're just calling each other ugly and shit like that. It's girl shit. You know what I mean? So, bro, it's not that deep. And it's not like, yo, we think it's going to. Cardi and Nicki some other shit, I do believe. But this right here, I would say, I would expect Cardi, if she recorded Magnet, to have a response. But I don't want to put pressure on her. Right? Because she may have just, I think I heard one of her interviews. She said, yo, I heard all these chicks talking mad shit and I waited years to get my shit off. So she might be on some, I waited years to get my shit off. Why am I going to go back and forth with you now? Some people might say, well, now is the time she would go back and forth because she got an album out. I don't know. I don't want to play, the beef quarterback for these artists. I think both are good artists. I'll give both of them compliments. I think Cardi B is, by the way, I ain't gonna lie, Cardi B has some fire verses. She really know how to like give it up. So I want to give her credit. But also, I want to give JT her credit because JT, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think whatever people thought about the City Girls, JT has proved she's not that. She's a hard worker. She gonna be in there. She gonna rap and she gonna talk her shit. And I've seen her career transform off her putting in the work in the last like year and a half. So, shit. For me, if I'm her, I would take this as a, and I'm glad she put these records out. Yo, this is you in the ring with supposedly somebody that got the belt right now. Like, maybe you needed 1 or 2 more fights to get the title shot. You needed to win 1 or 2 more fights. But Shorty just mentioned you. Like, Cardi just mentioned you, violated you to the extreme that now you could shoot back. And if she respond, you're now in a title fight. So you in a title fight with, not saying that Nicki's not a queen, but you in a title fight with Cardi. Shit, if she can't hang with you or whatever, shit might look a little different. So I think it's a big opportunity for JT. I'm looking at it as on a music perspective. Chat, on a music perspective, I'm more happy about that. These women are getting into stuff that I don't even feel comfortable with talking about with them. You know, they'll talk about abortions, there's kids. I'm like, let's chill out with that. But I just want to say, as it relates to how I see this happening, I think the ball is in Cardi's court. Now, the song ain't officially released. So this is not it being released. I will tell you, this is not the label giving it to me. No, none of that. I took that shit, nigga. This shit was floating around. The last few hours was floating around. When y'all see me looking down at my phone, I'm looking down for a reason. I took that shit. So I still expect it to come out. I don't know if today's going to come out. But whenever it come out, and y'all have like y'all can play it on Spotify. I want to see what Cardi does. Feel me? Somebody said, play it again, act. You did.